Thank you for joining us. How is everyone? I feel very restless, very confused. There's so much going on in the world right now, so much chaos, so much uncertainty, so much anxiety. I don't know how you can handle it. I'm here inside the temple and I feel the pressure already. Must be so hard for you, no? Not at all? You haven't felt it yet? Well, I'm looking at here in America, United States, we are in the poor house. We have no more money. Deficit is running up, and so we are putting ourselves on a diet, trimming the fats. So a lot of people are going to get hurt. Poor people are going to get hurt. And lots of changes happening as well for physically. But also technology-wise, AI will be replacing me soon, I think. If they really believe that with AI they have full autonomous driving, that you can drive a car, drive itself, like we have the auto taxis nowadays out there, you're a fool. You get on those cars, you might as well sign a waiver of your life, okay? Please be careful. Stay away from these auto taxis that everyone is chasing after, you know. This madness is getting worse and worse. It makes sense to have autonomous driving if it's in a track or a very confined course, okay? That still is dangerous, but there's no way for the programmers and software engineers to be able to use even AI to program it accordingly. So it's you're signing your own death warrant, very much like Tesla's. If you use their assisted driving, be very careful. Don't count on it 100%, because you can. They are the most deadly car company in the world. Okay, it's primarily due to their autonomous driving. I think the Musk fanboys are having a nutrition program where they trim off the stupid ones. And anyway, times are hard, so much more do we need to do chant, really, because amidst all the turmoil, all the noises, all the commotions, you need to calm yourself down. You need to clear your head and make better decisions, okay? Actually, in the times of challenges, of turmoil, that's when there are lots more opportunities for the capable ones, okay? So the theme is still the same for us, chant practitioners. Spiritual growth is what we strive for. This is what ordinary people don't understand. They don't understand the importance of spiritual growth, which is the core of all the good things, all the advancements in life, in the world. Okay, spiritual growth comes based on the ability for you to calm yourself down and discern the noise and all the commotions. All right? So have no fear. There's opportunities. Keep on meditating, keep on believing and shooting for your personal growth, spiritual growth, and naturally your health will improve. Amazingly, even at my advanced age, I find myself to be stronger and stronger, actually more resilient than before. Yes, the strength is on the wane and so forth, but the mind is stronger. All right? It sees more clearly, only because it's more challenging. To me, growth comes because there's a need. If there's no need for you to grow, then you won't grow. Okay? And so welcome the changes, welcome the challenges, the difficulties, because if you keep on practicing and staying the course, you'll be better off, hopefully. All right? Keep growing. All right? Any questions and comments? Suggestions? What else can we do to help it make it easier for you? You know, we set up a system where it's clearer and clearer now. We have such a wonderful community of cultivators where people get together and practice online and physically at the temples and so forth. And I'm so impressed by all of you. Your continued growth is so impressive, and the kindness and compassion you show towards your peers, towards others, is so remarkable. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay? It gives me hope and have faith in the Dharma that the patriarchs brought us. Questions and comments? Nothing? Okay, and then today will be very short of a session. Okay? I'm not going to pigeonhole myself and sit here for another hour. There's nothing to talk about. There's better things we can do. Go shopping, go enjoy ourselves. It's hard enough already. Okay? Just as I was about to retire, Go Force has a question.
네, 마스터.
Who else? Thank you.
지금 약간
You know, it's funny. I want you to know, someone saw her and said, she used to be my daughter. That's why I would do anything for my favorite Korean girl. It's probably true. Because we have a lot of similarities. Temperamental, selfish, self-centered. Continue, please.
마스터랑 비슷하다고 하니까 영광이고요.
You agree?
Master, I'm so honored.
Yeah, I told you. You guys didn't realize. Years ago, I told you I used to be a Korean king. No one took me seriously. Now someone else confirmed it, that Jumi was one of my offsprings.
영광입니다.
Go ahead. Didn't mean to distract you.
마스터 제 질문은
Which is impossible.
마스터 일단 제가 지금 질문 드리는 거는 마스터 질문자가 없고 그다음에 남편이 몸이 아파가지고 제가 질문을 드리게 됐고요. 네.
I'm asking this question instead of a certain person because this person is not here and this person's husband is sick.
그러니까 제가 원래 좀 남편을 좀 이렇게 좀 터프하게 대하는 편인데 남편이 지금 회사 일이 너무 바쁘고 그래서 물리적으로 절에 갈 시간이 없는 거고 또 너무 야근이 많은 상태인데 몸이 많이 안 좋은 상태예요. 예, 컨디션이 나쁜데 제가 남편한테 매일매일 하고 있는 수행에 대해서 제가 회항하는 몇몇 사람들이 있는데 그중에 남편이 들어가긴 하거든요. 네.
She's actually talking about her own husband. Her husband is sick, so she cannot come to the temple. And Jumi practices every day, and she transfers her merit and virtue to certain people, and her husband is one of them.
근데 이제 제가 질문하는 거는 매일매일 회양을 하는 거는 당연한데 특별히 이렇게 남편한테 이슈가 있고 굉장히 바쁘고 중요한 시기고 건강이 안 좋을 때 제가 남편을 위해서 뭘 할 수 있는 게 좋은지 마스터께서 함부로 다른 사람한테 개입하지 말라고 해서 제가 할 수 있는 게 뭔지를 질문드리고, 제가 생각했던 거는 남편을 위해서 좀 약사주를 좀 하고 그거를 좀 특별하게 회양을 해볼까 생각하고 있거든요. 좀 괜찮은지 질문드렸습니다.
So of course I practice every day and transfer my merit and virtue every day. But the thing is that this is an important period for my husband, and he's very busy and he's physically very sick. So you told me not to interfere with other person's business, but I still wonder what can I do for him. I'm thinking about maybe reciting Medicine Master Buddha mantra and then transfer merit and virtue to him. What do you think about this?
Okay, certainly. In general, I don't advise you to meddle in other people's businesses. That's because sometimes when you do that, there is some consequences that you won't be able to handle. For instance, the old abbot who is now in Vietnam, he went against my directive. I said, none of you can meddle in other people's business. And then over the years, he decided to, as I certified him to have some samadhi power, he would go to a cemetery and recite his Vietnamese mantra to help all the inhabitants, residents of the cemetery. And that if you're looking for meddling, that's a prime example of meddling right there. They didn't ask for help, and you meddle with them in their business. And he would, the old monk seems not to be able to understand. He doesn't get it. That is, when you do that, there is a price to pay. And when you help people, there's a price to pay. Help is never free. Okay, and so he kept on saving the cemeteries and went to Vietnam, Thailand, helped all sorts of people. Eventually he came back. He was very, very sick. And it never dawned on him why. You're sick usually is because of your karmic retribution. Okay, the karmic retribution is because you did something stupid recently. And the guy doesn't get it. So this is why he's been very sick, and this last time here, I decided not to help him anymore. I said, "You're on your own." Okay, I leave it to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to decide what to do with you, but you don't seem to get it. You're not supposed to help people, okay? Because it's not a wise thing to do. Master Xinhua, he helped anyone who came along and asked for help. They have to ask for help, by the way, before he helped. This guy, his old monk here, goes around and helps everyone because that's what his Vietnam mantra master does. They help everyone. Okay? And that's, to me, is nonsense. And so Master Xinhua helped people, everyone, anyone, as long as they come and ask him for help. Okay, so this is something that I'm hoping you all remember. You know, you keep on doing it. Eventually, one day, your body can't take it anymore. Okay, don't meddle. It's a rule of thumb. You need to save your strength, to cultivate, to open your wisdom. When you have enough wisdom, like at the level of Master Xinhua, then you may decide to help others the way he does. But until then, it's not wise for you to help, okay, because you cannot handle it. However, there are always exceptions. Those are general rule of thumb. Don't meddle in other people's business. But if your family members are sick, of course, you have to help. You have to try everything, okay? Because I don't know about Korea, but here in the U.S., usually when we get married, we made a vow. We said, for richer, for poorer, in health and in sickness, we're together, okay? So I'm for helping the people in your family. We're supposed to, okay? We should. Nothing wrong with that. All right?
네, 마스터 제가 들리세요? 마스터 제가 헷갈리는 게 다른 사람을 위해서 개입하는 거랑 제가 매일 루틴하게 하고 있는 게 모닝 세레머니랑 다즈토랑 데뷔주를 하고 있고, 그러니까 제가 헷갈리는 건 다른 사람한테 개입하는 거랑 제가 계속 빠지지 않고 계속 루틴하게 하고 있는 게 모닝 세레머니랑 다즈토랑 데뷔주 GCM인데 그거를 회항하는 거랑 제가 그걸 좀 헷갈리는 것 같아요. 네.
Master, I'm confused between meddling other people's business and what is different from I practice every day, like a routine. I do morning ceremony and Dajuto and Great Compassion Mantra, and then every day I transfer the merit and virtue. Is there any difference from meddling?
No, that's the course of cultivation, the way those are the Dharma doors you're taught. And those are the ones that work very well for all of us. They've been demonstrated, they've been proven to be very effective at helping all of us. And that's passed down from our patriarchs. Whereas you decide to help specific individuals or specific circumstances, that's different. Now, going back to your husband, you're trying to help him. Of course you should. But also, there's also a limitation. There's only so much you can do. Of course, you should try to help. And in helping, there's some repercussions coming your way. But luckily for you, your level is pretty low. So that's why the repercussions are still more manageable. Okay, but the reality is that there's only so much you can do. Your help has tremendous limitations. That's what you need to be aware of. Okay, you should try, but there's only so much you can do. That's all. Okay, next, JMT.
예, 항상 가르침에 감사드립니다.
Master, I am always grateful for your teachings.
자식을 보면 부모의 성격과 많이 비슷합니다. 지금 현생의 성품과 성격은 부모에게서 받는 것인지 전생의 습식을 이어받는 것인지 궁금합니다. 그리고 현생에 화가 많은 사람은 다음 생에도 화가 많은지도 알고 싶습니다. 감사합니다.
When you see the children, they resemble a lot from their parents. So this lifetime, their characteristics and nature, are they from their parents or is it from the past lives? I wonder which it is. And I also have a question about if this lifetime there's somebody who has a lot of anger, will this person have a lot of anger in the next lifetimes? Thank you.
Most likely, yeah. If you harbor a lot of anger in your heart, usually that will go on to next lifetimes. Okay, it continues. As far as children goes, children characteristics, I really don't know. It's too many variables. I have no way of knowing. It's way beyond me. I can't answer the question. Okay, it's a lot of things that come into play. For example, children, when they come to our world, when they're born here, they bring with them their own blessings, their own baggages. And then they are influenced by their parents' baggages. Okay? If they are not strong enough, their parents' baggages, the parents' issues will have a bad influence on them. If they're strong enough, then the parents can really influence them forever. Okay, so there's so many variables, and there's also environment, education system, and so forth. Okay, so it's way beyond us. As far as parents go, we should try our best to help the children, and the way to help the younger generations is to give them blessings. Okay, hopefully those blessings will be able to protect them against us as well. Okay, and that brings the second point, that is to really help people. We need to have wisdom to be able to really help. You see, and so it's an obligation, I feel. If you're a parent, if you have someone who depends on you, it's imperative that you open your wisdom so that you can more effectively help those who depend on you. All right? Any other questions? There's one thing that you need to also believe in is the fact that you have unlimited potential. Your wisdom is boundless if you only give it a chance to grow. That's all. Okay? Don't ignore that. There's nothing you can do. And with the proper environment, with the proper training, you can really blossom into a wonderful, wonderful force of goodness in the world. Yes, go ahead next.
Jane, please go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, Master. I have a question regarding how to recite mantra faster. For example, reciting the Great Compassion mantra. Now my speed is about just a little bit over a minute. And I heard people can speed up, to even less than 5 seconds. So is there a specific practical way to recite faster? Thank you.
We keep on reciting and reciting and reciting, and eventually you get faster as you recite. And eventually you understand why you recite so slowly. Okay, so it's a self-discovery process.
Recite in silence, not to make sound.
You can recite making sounds, and naturally you begin to recite in silence.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. You do it naturally. You will get faster in time. It takes a long time. Okay, it's not that easy. It takes a lot of dedication. It's not something like you're gonna recite for an hour today, an hour tomorrow. It's like the entire day. I used to seclude myself for the entire day and did nothing but recite. We have the luxury as Sanghas when you lay people don't. I could do it for months on end. That's when you understand. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, then that's, yes, go ahead, next.
Can you summarize the ways to create blessings for our children? I don't know whether you mentioned this before. Like the different ways for us to create blessings for the children.
Well, you basically practice giving, and then you dedicate those blessings to your children. That's what you do. So it's a mindset is we keep on practicing giving more and more and more, and we give them to the children and the people we care. All right? It's that simple. So there's no shortcuts. We have to do more. This is why we grow. This is as an organization, we've been growing more and more consistently. The growth that we're growing with, the growth rate we're experiencing is very, very fast. It's because, and because of that, you all are improving so fast because in the goodness of your heart, you pitched in, you help contribute to our work, and that's one very good way to create blessings for yourself. All right, and that's a general thing, and then that's Zhi Li, and that's what you depend on your own power, your own capabilities, and then there is just like true to our Pureland Dharma, there is others' help, where you can get others to create blessings for you as well. Okay, so it depends on your conditions, depends on what you believe, and it depends on what you are able to do. Okay, but the mindset is that do not be complacent like ordinary people. Ordinary people, the vision of the world is basically stagnant. They get married and they think that now you get married, for example, then you think that the person is the same. Actually, after you sign that contract there, and that paperwork there, that's when the real work begins. You have to keep growing and keep up with your partners. Okay? If you don't, your marriage is in trouble. All right? It's the same thing. The view of ordinary people of the world is that it's too stagnant. I'm trying to teach all of you that to change a paradigm and look for growth. Okay? In order for you to grow, you need more blessings. And if you want to continue to grow, you need even more blessings. No ways around it. All right? That's all. Anything else? All right. And then another thing too is sometimes for the children, all we can do is we create an environment where we can make them feel welcome, they enjoy themselves here and so forth. But that's why part of our efforts is to try to have more events for the family, for the children, because we want to include your family more. And hopefully someday they'll be able to understand what you're doing, and you'll exert a great influence upon them. So this is very important. This is what I have in mind as well. Is someday, unlike the Christians and the Catholics who want to convert their children, I have no interest in converting your children. My interest is more on exposing them to wisdom. Okay? seeking wisdom and spiritual growth, which is not emphasized in the regular education. And that's for ordinary people, for superior people. They are the ones who understand the importance of spiritual growth, personal growth. Not personal growth in ordinary sense where they want to know more, they have more knowledge, and so forth. And that's not as critical as spiritual growth. This is a fallacy of ordinary people's thinking, the lack of wisdom. That's why they don't understand. That's why I'm hoping that maybe somehow we find a way to influence your children and the people that you care for in understanding, and they need to do something for their own spiritual growth. If they stagnate, the world will pass them by. They become obsolete. They cannot cope with the increasing challenges and difficulties in life. Okay. So I'm hoping that I'm looking forward to your suggestions and your help in doing more, having more events for your family. But my core is that my core work is to try to train you, train the elite, train the good people, and then let my disciples and you train the other people. Okay? It's a division of labor. I cannot help everyone. Okay? All right. I cannot directly help everyone. Okay. Let's discuss something that has wisdom for a change. Okay? And let's get the next one here, 218. Accord with the principles. Okay, in accord with the principles. After Master Weishan had ascended his seat, he raised his whisk and said, and I asked again for some research, what is it in traditionally the monks and nuns use whisk? I don't understand the use of the whisk. Master Yang he declared, Master Weishan declared, he who can act in accord with the principle will be given this whisk. And Master Yangshan asked, if I can act in accord with the principles, will I quickly get it? And the head monk said, just act according to the principles and you will surely have it. Master Yangshan snatched the whisk and left. Okay. So, let's talk about this. Very informal event. Great Master Weishan, and I'm very, very grateful to Master Weishan to start this teaching and start this tradition of the Weiyang Chan lineage, okay, which I benefited greatly. He ascended the seat, so a very formal event. Actually, it is a big gift for these monks, these great monks, these eminent monks, to speak Dharma for us. Speaking Dharma to them is to bring great benefits to the listeners. He raised his whisk and said, You see, and again, my question is, I'm not sure why the whisk, why these people, these monks, use whisks. Can someone do research quickly? Okay, he raises whisk. It's some sort of symbolic thing, like he's like giving. He's the authority at the Dharma, or his Dharma is the proper Dharma, or whatever, something like that. I think along that line. So he raised his whisk, okay, and said, whoever can act in accord with the principles, I give that person this whisk. Okay, so it's a riddle. It's a declaration. So Master Yang Shan, at the time he was pretty young. You can tell from the story that he still does things to draw attention to himself. He wants to have fun. Okay, young boy, young man, young monk. So he asked, if I can act in accord with the principles, can I really get it? Yeah, and he means now. Okay, yeah, is very quickly. Yeah, and so the in that structure and that organization and that temple, Master Wei Shan was the number one in charge. He's a master, and then below him, there he has an assistant that is the head monk. I think back then they only taught monks. They did not mingle monks and nuns in the tradition of Shakyamuni Buddha. You separate the monks of the nun. And nowadays we don't have such luxuries anymore, and so we combine monks and nuns by in following Master Thichvinhhoausa's style of training. No discrimination of men and women. So the head monk who is responsible for helping with the administrative and filtering the access of his students to Master Wei Shan. So he chose to interpret the instruction and said, just act accordingly, okay? And you in accord with the principle, and you surely will get it. So Master Yang Shan snatched a whisk and left. All right, so anyone has any questions, any ideas what this is about? Okay, Master Wei Shan, it's interesting his style of teaching. He is in the anecdotes we have that we're able to have access to. It's about some sort of event. They're doing something. It's not like they sit there and they meditate and whatever, but actually the teaching is in very small chunks. Okay, bite size, if you will. Okay, so he at that time he chose to use his whisk and to teach a point. He says, if anyone can accord with the principles, I can give this person this whisk of mind. Anyone found out what the whisk is for? What's the meaning? What's the value of the whisk yet? All right, let us know. And so let me ask you the section that we can talk about while waiting for the research. What does it mean to act in accord with the principles? What do you think? What does it mean to act in accord with the principles? Anyone? What kind of Buddhist principles do you know? What kind of principles interest you, you feel are important? No? No principles? Yes, one.
One of the things that I could remember is cause and effect.
Cause and effect. Excellent. That's the universal principles in any Buddha land that you're gonna go in the future. When you end up in the next bodies, it's always governed by the law of cause and effect. Okay, very good. Any other principles? Yes, one.
Amitabha Master, accord with the principle, I think it means that that person is already enlightened, so that person can live according to the Buddha nature. So he can see in all his actions the Buddha nature.
Okay, so which principle is that?
Emptiness and true emptiness and wonderful existence.
True emptiness and wonderful existence. Okay, so the principle is true emptiness and wonderful existence. Okay, anyone else? Yes, go ahead, Lena.
5 precepts.
Follow precepts, okay? Not violate precepts. That's principles. Very good. Next, yes. One, is there a thing here, one?
I was just curious with the English translation. It says the principle. Are they asking for only one? The only one principle?
Could be principle or principles. Okay, either one. Okay, we come to that. Next, go first. What principles are we talking about?
조사의 가르침이 도리라고 생각을 하고 우리에게는 모닝 세레머니, 이브닝 세레머니 하기 전에 종지가 저희가 프린시플이라고 생각합니다.
I think the patriarch's teaching is the principle, and for us is before the morning ceremony we read the 6 guiding principles. That's our principle.
So okay, so she's saying the 6 principles. Okay, very good. Next. That's it? No mas? No more? Okay, so if you act in principle, that's how you act in cause and effect, you act in 6 principles, and according to 6 principles, you will be given the whisk. Yes? That's what he says. All right? So what are you supposed to do? With all those principles, if he didn't specify, if Master Weishan didn't specify specifically which principle it is, then you say, hey, I act in accord with the principles, therefore I get the whisk. So how do you discern who's going to get the whisk? First question right away, yes? So which principle? And how we demonstrate to you that we're acting in accord with principles? Because everyone in the Dharma speaking hall basically are keeping precepts, are acting according to the 6 principles. Therefore, which one is getting the whisk? You see that? Isn't that interesting? Yeah? Okay, go first.
이거 재앙막작 중성봉행이라고 모든 악을 짓지 말고 선을 행한다. 그게 불자를 받을 수 있는 자격이 있는 일이라고 생각합니다.
I think who qualifies to get the whisk is that the one who doesn't do all evil and do all good.
But all of them, I can assure you, dear daughter, just for today only, okay? Don't overdo it. Let's not overdo it, okay? So I'm pretty sure that all of them, all the people who are able to stick with Master Wei Shan for so long are acting in accord with principles. Don't you think? They're superior cultivators. You must have a lot of blessings to be able to be there. And then certainly, and so absolutely, there's so many people there. That's my first question is, who's going to get it? Okay, that's why Master Yang Shan immediately, this is the wit of this young monk. He says, if I act in principles, okay, because remember, there's so many of them there, including all the big shots, all the senior monks, the monks more senior than Master Yang Shan. So he says, if I act in accord principles, do I get it right away? Okay, can I get it quickly? Okay, so now it's competition. See, very smart. You see, the beauty of his wits. He says, everyone is acting according to principles. So what is it I need to do? Okay, what do I need to do in accord with the principles to get the whisk? So therefore, what do I need to do? Get it quickly. Get it before anyone else. That's what he means. You see? Here's the wisdom and the wits of this Master Yang Shan. It's so impressive for a young monk. Okay? And I'm pretty sure he was pretty young himself. That's why he's drawing a lot of attention. If he really had wisdom, he would have not done anything. Okay? And he would not draw attention to himself. All right? Anyway, so he's a young man. That's why I feel he's early days. So head monk, okay. So one of the big shots said, of course, he also is acting in principles, don't you think? So he said, of course, just act, and Master will give it to you. Okay. So Master Yang Shan snatched the whisk from Master Wei Shan's hand and left. And that's the end of the anecdote. Isn't that cool? It is so Chan. It leaves so many different interpretations and leaves us hanging. Okay? Most of the scholars who read this, the scratcher has, what does it mean? Huh? Okay? And so, that's why very few Chan people discuss these anecdotes, because it's the coolest things to try to discern, try to understand the teaching here, what the anecdote is about. Okay, so Master Yang Shan is very quick-witted. He says, how do I get this whisk? And so he asks right away. Okay, you can imagine a bunch of people there, lots of monks there, and he immediately raises his hand and says, if I act in accord principle, do I get it right away? Do I get it quickly? Do I get it now? Okay, so headman, of course, that's what the master said. The master doesn't joke about this. Okay, he's speaking Dharma. Therefore, you can count on, you can go by that declaration. You can get it. Okay, you surely can get it. And Master Yang Shan, in order to make sure that he gets it right away, he grabs it. You know, interesting. He grabs it. Okay, and left. Why left? If I ask you, I only have 10 minutes left. If I ask you, if he grabbed the whisk and sit down, what happens? Why did he grab it and left? Aha. See, I stumped you right away. Why didn't he just grab it? One.
Master, does it show his confidence? Like he grabbed it, and if he stayed, then he's still under Master Wei Shan, but he grabbed and he left because he's confident with his decision and his act.
Not bad. You have such faith in Master Yang Shan. Okay, anyone else that he knows that he's doing that he does is definitely the best thing possible. I can't disagree with that. Anyone else? Why do you think he left? It's the impetuousness of the youth. He left because he didn't want anyone to have a chance to grab it from him. Don't you think? Because if he happened to act in according to principle by grabbing it from Master Wei Shan, what's stopping anyone else, another young monk, to come and grab it from him? Nothing. Because if Master Wei Shan doesn't stop him, doesn't fight him, because he grabs it. If Master Wei Shan felt that Master Yang Shan coming to grab the whisk and he disagreed, okay, he would have pulled the whisk away, yes, and go like this, or throw it to the head monk, who throws to the next person, right? Like we do in America. But no, you see, what's interesting here is Master Wei Shan let him snatch a whisk from his hands. And then had Master Yang Shan stayed there, another quick-witted guy could come and grab it from him, right? Or fight for it. So that's why he left and ran. It's like a ghost hiding the food that he found. Okay? When you got something that's a treasure, of course, you keep it away from the competition. Yeah? Very quick-witted. Okay? So what's the principle here? Finally. It's an act of robbery, isn't it? He's stealing from Master Wei Shan. Master Wei Shan never said, you can take this. He simply held it. And Master Yang Shan came up and stole it from Master Wei Shan. What principles are we talking about? DTT.
Master, I think because the Master Wei Shan didn't specify what the principle is. So I think what Master Yang Shan did is the quickest way is to get it, and he didn't even violate any principle at all. So his act is very appropriate.
Master Z, you think it's not stealing because Master Yang Shan stole it, therefore it's still not theft?
No, I don't think that's stealing, Master, because I think because Master Wei Shan didn't specify what principle is that, so it's not stealing.
But the fact that stealing, by definition, is taking without approval. He stole it.
Yeah, but Master Wei Shan allowed someone to have it.
Who said he allowed it? You assuming he allowed it. If I held a whisk up here, you come up to me and you snatch it from me, you know what I would say? I said, you just stole from me. See?
Yeah, Master can say that too. But then because in this case, Master Wei Shan didn't say that. Because he didn't specify which principle that is.
No, I'm telling you, if I was Master Wei Shan and Master Yang Shan came up to me and grabbed it from me, I say, hey, you stealing from me? What is you acting not in accord with principle because you're stealing from me?
Yeah, Master have the right to do that because Master specified that the violation of the principle, but in the case of Master Wei Shan, he didn't specify. That's my thought. It can be wrong.
You're wrong because Master Yang Shan is risking the fact Master Wei Shan can throw a trick at him and say, hey, you're stealing from me. You see that? Master Yang Shan took a chance. But Master Wei Shan, it's totally up to Master Wei Shan. Master Wei Shan said, I'm not going to play with him. How did Master Yang Shan know that? Because if my daughter comes up and grabs this, if I do the same thing right, okay? I give you this handbell if you can accord with the principles. And my daughter comes up and snatches from me because it's the same thing. I say, naughty, naughty. See that? Yes, go first. I said, my daughter, of course.
네, 마스터. 오늘까지만, 지금 시간까지만 딸 한 5분 남았네요. 네.
Hello. Yes, Master, only until today, this session. I have 5 minutes left.
네, 제가 해석하기로는, 앙산 스님께서 자기 스스로 주체적으로, 되게 적극적으로, 독립적으로, 위산 스님의 법을 적극적으로 받아서 떠났다라고 저는 그렇게 해석했습니다.
I think that Master Yangshan independently, actively took Master Wei Shan's Dharma and he left.
Okay, very good. Another question I have quickly is that why did he even bother asking the Shangzuo, the head monk, for confirmation he can have the whisk? It's okay. Why did he ask? Anyone else? Yes, go ahead.
Ruching, go ahead.
好，师父你好，我感觉是不应该说感觉，应该是对空的一个理解，对空的道理的理解。
Master, she said this is an understanding of emptiness.
Very good.
You can use a yellow mic.
Okay. Very good. What happened? The key here is that when Master Yang Shan asked the head monk, I said, if I act according to principles, can I get it right away? He means right away. He actually stressed, I can get it right away. And of course, the other guy said, yeah, you certainly can. Okay. And so it's the naughtiness of a young man who wants approval, who wants to show off. Okay, that's why he addressed the head monk, but he didn't really have to address head monk because the decision to give the whisk is Master Wei Shan. He has to decide whether that the act is in accord with the principle or not. Okay, but Master Yang Shan was playful. He asked a head monk first. Okay, and that is to indirectly ask Master Wei Shan for confirmation. So he came up, he ran up and grabbed the whisk. What happened is that, as was said earlier, he didn't see the whisk. He didn't see it as stealing. the wish is empty to him. So when he ran up there and grabbed it, his mind is empty. His mind is saying, I'm grabbing nothing. You got that? So it's not an act of stealing. And therefore, Master Wei Shan saw that, saw the mind of Master Yang Shan. Okay, you may be naughty, but when you committed the act, your naughtiness doesn't deserve you for me to give you the whisk. But when you grab my whisk, your mind is empty. You don't see it as a whisk, but you see it is empty. Therefore, you're acting in accord with the principle. Therefore, he let go. Isn't that beautiful? Because Master Yang Shan saw it's empty, and Master Wei Shan confirmed it for him that, yes, you are right, it's empty. Go. So, the training from Master Wei Shan is confirmation, one thing at a time. Yes, you can see which is empty. You understand the principle of emptiness. Good boy. Isn't that cool how Master Wei Shan trained his disciples? Okay, thank you everyone.